For Better or Worse, the 11th episode of NCIS Season 22, is a perfect illustration of a television procedural. The narrative is quite obvious, right up until the announcement that it isn't, and it centers on one of the most enduring TV crime drama clichés. A phony marriage. Despite all of that, the episode succeeds because it is entertaining and effective. Nick Torres and Jessica Knight are forced into a fake relationship in For Better or Worse in order to maintain Torres' cover with a criminal organization. The entire narrative serves just as a prelude to the ceremony and the antics that take place during it. The performers obviously lean into the humor, so fans knowing precisely what's occurring or not happening doesn't ruin the show as much as it could. NCIS Season 22, Episode 11 first appears to have been pieced together from the scraps of a story. This is only one of several TV series that have employed the premise of a fake marriage or fake dating. In Undercovers, the 8th episode of Season 3, Tony DiNozzo and Ziva David went undercover as a fictitious couple. This type of narrative is by no means unique to the genre, yet it's difficult to think that episode aired 20 years ago. Additionally, for the second time this season, the program returns to the notion that Torres is lying to his colleagues. Hard-Boiled, Season 22, Episode 7, also had Torres behaving suspiciously before the crew recognized his true behavior. As Torres is depicted with director Leon Vance in a diner before Alden Parker arrives and remarks that this is not the first time Torres has withheld information from him. For Better or Worse even highlights the resemblance, although it seems like poor writing to combine two previously used ideas. The script manages to make a point. The attempts by NCIS to be humorous at inappropriate times or in inappropriate locations have been some of the show's worst moments in Season 22. On the other hand, For Better or Worse makes use of comedy, both in the characters and the writer's own understanding of the ridiculousness they're asking the viewer to accept. It's lots simpler to comply because the program is blatantly humorous and doesn't ask viewers to take it seriously. For Better or Worse succeeds because of this self-awareness. Even though the protagonists are aware that their actions are absurd and implausible, they continue with the farce, which gives the viewer some predictable yet amusing moments, such as when Knight and Torres must greet every visitor at their wedding following the fictitious ceremony. However, the performers give the scene their all, with Katrina Law in particular hammering it up a bit further to make every joke work. In addition, Rocky Carroll's deadpan comedy is a huge hit when Vance gripes about the expense of a phony wedding. Though it may have certain flaws, even the writing simply goes for it since the entire episode is obviously focused on getting to the wedding. Everything else that happens before it is very obvious. Such Knight hiring her sister Robin to act as a type of wedding coordinator. Additionally, the guest characters are underwritten. But that is less significant because the episode's main goal is to convince Knight and Torres to work out their issues. Everyone involved in the week's case is an afterthought. Given that Torres' primary opponent is the envious son of the criminal lord, the villains believe NCIS is once again emulating Tulsa King. Furthermore, Jimmy Palmer's subplot is essentially non-existent. Nobody is interested in his dancing skills, and it hardly ever comes up. The biggest hype and some obstacles are generated by Robin's already spoiled comeback, in its far too brief pre-credit scene. NCIS tries to build tension by not revealing who Torres' bride is, but viewers already know it can't be Robin because of Torres' remarks about their relationship in Episode 10 and CBS's marketing for the show, which states that the wedding is between two of their own. Furthermore, Knight truly addresses Robin and Torres in her toast at the wedding, but it's so clear that it seems like she's sharing with the audience what she took away from the episode. However, the enjoyment of Knight and her sister's interactions again makes these uncomfortable moments worthwhile. It's hardly surprising that the writers instantly pair Knight and Torres together to take advantage of the discomfort, considering the B story of NCIS Season 22, Episode 10. Baker's man revealed that Torres was dating Robin and how Knight responded to that revelation. It's especially clumsy to stick them together in a relationship-based setting. However, For Better or Worse succeeds in its obvious objective of persuading Knight to let her sister to date her lover. If anything, a few moments that were just between Robin and Torres would have enhanced the program and allowed viewers to witness their developing connection. Since this plot isn't supposed to be that serious, the authors may have come up with a way for Torres to return to the office covertly and find Robin there. It wouldn't have been believable, but it would have been acceptable. Fans now have to decide whether Torres and Robin will stay together for the rest of season 22 or end their relationship now that the show has generated as much tension and laughter as it can from the concept. Did the authors want to sabotage Knight and Torres' collaboration? Or are they really invested in the relationship? Could Robin make one or two more guest appearances in the remaining episodes? Or will it be pushed off screen? Going ahead, there are many options available, and they don't all have to be humorous. For Better or Worse demonstrates how NCIS can excel at comedy when it lets the jokes flow organically. However, it's also a success because it avoids creating huge narrative holes in order to get there. Since Knight has contacted her in an attempt to find Torres, Robin's first appearance at the NCIS headquarters makes sense, and she now has cause for concern. She doesn't just show up because the authors can. The same is true of her fictitious wedding planning position, which fits in with her past of becoming engaged several times. Despite being a bit corny and a bit ridiculous, NCIS Season 22, Episode 11 is entertaining and never loses sight of the characters in the midst of the spectacle.